YouTube, this is Denise from Seuss Art, and though this is done before this washable marker hack, the earliest I could find was 2016. So I didn't even know about it until I just tried it out myself today. These were my daughter's, and she's no longer with us, but these were her pens. And I had been using them. They were in the bathroom. I'd been using them to color my tattoo whenever I wanted color in my tattoo. It's a nice tattoo. And it's an emblem that she had bought me when she was alive. And but guess what? I'm going to show you how you can use these today. I'm going to show you on watercolor and Yopo paper. Minus the kitty hair. Okay. Let's do the watercolor first, and it's kind of cool. I was messing around with it and I was really impressed. So let's just say we want to draw a tree. Okay, let's draw a tree. I'm just gonna draw a tree. I think my tree is really kind of winky wanky. Awful. Okay, I'll just come out there and go around and go, ooh. And this is me just come up there. And let's see, this one has got a little bumpy and then it goes over here. I don't know what it's doing, but it likes it there. Got another bumpy. Whoa. My trees are funky. I don't know about you guys, but that looks blue, but I'm using brown. I gotta tell you, I'm using brown. Winky, winky. I like my trees winky. Where's it going? I don't know. Alright. Alright. You're just a winky tree. Alright, this is just for just for fun anyway. So you got that, right? So this is brown. I don't know why it looks blue, but it's brown. It must be the daylight. So I encourage you guys to get these. They're really cool. They're they're water pens. So I got my water pen. I got it juiced up, and I'm just gonna start. You know, I'm just gonna go from right in there. I'm not worrying about my light or my dark regions right now, because I'm telling you guys, it's cool what we can do. Again, this is just I'm not trying to be an artist here, guys. I just kind of give you an example of this, the markers, right? And it's really cool. So I've been doing watercolor pens, very expensive ones, and I have the whole set, all 98 of them. But I got to thinking, I wonder how this stuff reacts. And so here I am. Okay. I'm doing it. I sat down and did a leaf, and I was like, oh my gosh. Because I was able to put some veins in the leaf, and then it was awesome. I'm going to whip this out real quick for you. Now I want to add different colors in here, or different shades. So I'm going to see how I'm going to the seam to pull my color. That's going to give you all sorts of variations of whatever color you put down, to be honest. See how this is darker over here and lighter down here. And it's unlike watercolor, this stuff is literally coming right up off the paper. It doesn't have like this permanence, like you got to work on getting that line out, or No, you ain't got to work at anything but making your arts. So I'll just do this little bit here, and then we'll go to the Yopo paper. Now I haven't tried it on Yopo, so I don't know. To be honest with you, the only watercolor I've used on Yopo, they don't even make it anymore. It's a beautiful liquid watercolor that I have, that was gifted to me. So now what also is very cool about this, and I'll show you real quick, is you can take the marker itself and pull color. See that? I'm just putting a little color at the tip, and I can then go ahead and add, that's my cat. Oh yeah, I gotta love him. So let's do this thing down here real quick so I can give you an idea of what we got going on here. So if you're going to do this, you're going to want to get in there with the seams, which are your colors. So that it's like basically you've laid down your watercolor, and now you're just going to pull it out. From the edges, like that. So I want to give this guy a little more character here. Now once this dries, it's absolutely gorgeous. I'll show you one I was playing with. But it's beautiful. You can keep going with this and add linear directions, all sorts of stuff. Anyway, this is great stuff, okay, right? So this is watercolor paper with these markers. And what's really cool about these brushes, now see it's kind of dirty, but all you do is squirt, give it a little squirt here on my paper and brush it around, and it's nice and clean and ready to go for the next round. Alright, let's try this on Yopo. Let's do a leaf. Yeah, that's a really dark one. Let's just do a leaf. I don't know what kind of leaf. I don't know, I'm not a leaf maker. We're gonna call that a foreign leaf. Like, we don't know what kind of leaf that is. We don't care. But what I found is pretty cool. So, oh, I don't want that one. Eep. Alright, this is Yopo. Yopo is reacting a little bit differently. I like that. I like you, Yopo, for that. I wonder hard to talk and think at the same time. But I find this extremely interesting. So I'm going to try a little wet on wet in here. Or a little dry on wet. I don't know what the heck they call it, guys. Come on. That looks really interesting. Okay. What about this one? No, I want to give it, let's use this in its wet state. See if we can't blend it. Now I might want to use a dry brush. This is Yopo, so I'm not gonna press down. I'm just gonna use it in its state. It's ooh. That's interesting. I'll get you up here so you can see what's going on. I know that looks funky, but I'm gonna get in there with my watercolors or my water pen. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I wonder if a dry brush would work a little better. Because, again, this is the first time I've ever done it on Yopo. Let's try this dry brush. I like it, but Yopo paper and watercolor is way different than Yopo paper or watercolor paper and watercolor. Who says they have to be symmetrical? I don't know. Begging for water. Let's give it some. She puts the water on the paper. And this is a dry brush. I'm just adding a little bit of water as I need it because a little too much water on Yopo and it just gets out of control. got some beautiful shades going on there. Really, really beautiful shades. Now, if I had a little thingy, see, what I can do with this is I can press some water out and drip it right on my brush. So I guess the question would be, watercolor paper or Yopo paper? It works on either or. This one would require probably letting it rest, giving it some time, and then going back in and adding some really cool details, because I can see the potential here is crazy. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Alright, so this is Crayola Super Tips water markers, or washable water markers on Yopo. And this is the same washable markers on watercolor paper. And so far the watercolor paper, because I'm using a water pen or a water brush, is not bending or warping to the amount of stuff that I'm doing. So let's just do one more thing here and we'll be done with this video. Woo! Let me show you how you can make that darker in areas where you want more depth. You can go back in. You know, give that tree a little character. Hello, character. Where you been all my life? All right. And then we get our pen and we blend. Again, you can come in now. See, this has been down a while, right? Since we started the video, about 16 minutes now. But you can still go in and pull it up. See that? Okay, so why is this cool? All right, why is this cool? This is cool for lots of reasons, and I'll tell you why right now. Get that nice and clean. My lid on there. This is really cool for multiple reasons. You can get the 20 pack like I have here, which has tons of colors, for $3.83. You can get a 50 pack at Amazon for $6. 50 pack at Target's going to cost you $6.99. You can get 100 of them at Walmart for $14.94, or a 64 pack for $13.97. I would go ahead and spend that extra $2 and go for 100. But on watercolor paper, it is phenomenal. I'll show you what I was working on earlier. And I was playing around, and you can go back in. So let's say this is completely dry and I want to go in and make this pit a little darker here, because it's like the tree broke, you know, that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to swag a little marker in here and grab my water brush. How about it? Water brush is a little wet. And there I've darkened the area some. I can darken in here. I can go back in. This has been dry for 2 hours, so I'm going to go in here and I'm still going to pull that color, that line that I drew for the tree. No problem. So this is a pretty cool stuff, guys. So that's a really rad looking thing. So again, what you can do, and I'll show you one more time. You don't even have to go in directly with your pen. If you have a water brush, you can just saturate your water brush. Put the light, the shade where you want it, put the depth, whatever it is you got going on. I don't know. I know my brain goes around the world in 80 days, so to be able to use my daughter's pens in a productive way other than coloring my body, that kind of gives me joy. So I'm going to make this darker right in here. Now if you're really into layering, can you imagine what you can do here? Because once it's dry, you just go right back in there. And just in here. And you can build up your intensity. You know, make your little Nazi holes there. Whatever it is that you want to do. So guys, this is a cool hack, and whoever came up with it in 2016 was a genius. So if you thought you can't afford it, or if watercolors wasn't your thing and you want to draw your stuff first and you don't want to spend the money on watercolor pencils because pens are better, get yourself a cheap set of Crayola super tips. Definitely get the super tips because they have a tip that never dulls. So you can go very fine. You can't even see that, right? To thick, moderately thick, very fine, very fine. See, and there's so much you can do with this pen. It's ridiculous. And then after you get it on, I can't help myself. You can paint with it. Woo! Woo woo. What is that, a baby tweed? I don't know. Ooh. Ooh. You could have so much fun. Think of the fun you'll be having. Come on, people. Ooh. Just having some fun. I'm going really light because I want to keep the lines. I just want to spread the joy. Anyway, you get the gist. This is really cool stuff, guys. Ooh. So let me know if you liked it. Give me a comment. That'd be awesome. I look forward to hearing from you all. I look forward to seeing you again.